I traded for this rebuilt Nissan 350Z, and earlier I told Mrs. Chevy Dude and she's not really happy. Hey, I got someone coming on the '89 Corvette. I think we're gonna sell it. Are you excited?
Why would I be excited about that?
Sell a car in 2 days on a risk that we purchased it, right?
Well, I mean, yeah.
But are you ready for this other risk?
No.
They have a trade and it has a rebuilt title.
No.
So my boy Frank is gonna do his job and he's gonna sell it for us. So you saw in the last video that we traded for an '89 Corvette, and that was a risk. I was really scared about that. We're gonna get into the details of why I was scared of an '89 Corvette. Well, the '89 Corvette customer had this 2005 Nissan 350Z with a rebuilt title on it and all sorts of other issues. I've always been a fan of the 350Zs. I say 370, but 350Zs. So it's really cool looking car. And obviously this isn't the year that's got the best engine in it, but in later years they had some really cool engines that you could really do some fun things with, make drift cars and all of that stuff. So when the car got here, I was a little concerned with this air intake up here. I don't know why anybody would put a carbon fiber air input and have screws in here. And I have since cleaned the car, but when we hopped in here, there literally was a huge cigar sitting right there in the ashtray that has now been since fairly cleaned up by my boys down at Austin's Clean Cars, and it reeked really bad. So the customer came here early in the morning and looked at the '89 Corvette. He says he's got a trade, he didn't bring it with him, it's got a rebuilt title. I told him about what I think it would be worth based off of what he told me, but of course, every single customer never tells us the truth when we ask questions when their vehicle's not here. Why you come to a car lot that you know you have a car to trade and don't bring it? We know there's a reason. It's a game. We get it. But you can't fool us. So just tell us the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
So the rebuilt title wasn't that big of a deal. The big deal is when we hop into the vehicle, this thing is lit up like a Christmas tree. So the windshield wiper fluid is low, the airbag light is on, the top light is on, the door light and the seatbelt light will go off once I close the door and put my seatbelt on. So that's a little sketchy that the airbag light is on with a rebuilt title. So I'm a big guy, so I don't have to move the seat. Well, I'm messing around with it and I try to move the seat and the driver's seat doesn't move. My mechanic Rich, I had him bring out his Autel device, which I have an Autel device. He knows how to use it much better than I do, and he's seeing that it's an airbag module, which most likely is this airbag right down here, probably needs to be replaced. So until we dig into it further, we won't know. And then I tried to put the top down and the top doesn't work. So the question would be, why on earth would I trade a rebuilt title for an '89 Corvette? And I know the haters are gonna be out there. I can't believe this guy's still in business. This is just a business waiting to be failed. This is bankruptcy's on the brink. I get it. You guys don't see all the aspects of every business. And that's why I love doing these videos, to enlighten you on stuff that I've been doing for 22 years.
Did you realize that I'm trying to work and you're trying to do video?
I'm trying to work as well.
Well, my work concludes at 4 p.m.
Who knows what time my work concludes. So to say she's happy about me trading for a rebuilt title is really high. Let me tell you that.
It's quite an understatement.
So, because one of the things that we've talked about over the last, this is our 6th month in business.
No rebuilt titles.
Right? No rebuilt titles. It's been a really
I won't
strong,
look at them.
Yeah, it's been a really strong thing. So, as you saw earlier in the video, I'm traded for a rebuilt title. And there's a good reason why we did this. Do you understand the reason now why I did it?
I understand what you think.
Okay.
Doesn't mean I agree with what you think.
So let's talk about the '89 Corvette first. So I looked at this a couple weeks ago. I told the customer I wasn't really interested in it. I lowballed him in a number, and I say it harshly like that, lowball a number, because that's the terminology most consumers use. But if I have to give you a number, like a low number, that even lower than what I think it's worth, I give some justification on that based off of real live market data. When I look at the 89 Corvette, and this was about 2 weeks ago, we looked at it at about 120-day supply, correct? So 120-day supply, and there was only like 12 cars out there. And the average odometer on the 89 Corvette was exactly what we had. It was very similar. Now, the one thing that we see at data is we don't know what conditions these cars are at other dealers, right? We can't see up close. Now, I knew I had a really nice cherry 89 C4 car. 2 weeks goes by, he comes in, and the supply went to
187 days.
187 days, way more than 6 months to sell this one car. That is absolutely scary.
Spooky, if you ask me.
To have this type of money tied up. So this vehicle came to me on consignment. It's our very first consignment deal, and I didn't allude to that in the past because I want to protect my buyers and just protect other things that are out there. So this was our first consignment deal, and the reason I wanted to do consignment was because I didn't have to lowball the customer on the offer. If the customer chose to take that lowball offer, which my offer was $7,500, just to kind of put it out there, if I can be a little vulnerable in what I'm doing here, the customer wanted $9,000 out of it. So we were a little far apart on it, but no big deal. I offered up the consignment. And then I told him that, hey, listen, we only charge 8% on consignment with a minimum of $1,000 coming to us. So there's very little risk for the customer, because now on a consignment, you can use all of my websites that we use, that I pay for on a monthly basis. We use my social media reach. We use my marketing expertise.
Brother, you gotta trust me, I'm an expert.
To market this car. And most importantly, on a Corvette customer, you have my Corvette customer base, if I can talk correctly.
I don't think you can.
Allergies, I'm telling you.
Did you utilize any of that for this?
No, I didn't.
We didn't even get the video up on YouTube.
We didn't get the video up on YouTube before we sold it. I had to edit the end of it to talk about it so people wouldn't call us. And then this customer actually came to us from Facebook. So I had it posted on Facebook Marketplace and got some leads from all over the country right away on it. And lo and behold, he comes in and says, hey, I like it. I want to buy it. But I need a loan on it, just a small loan, not much. So he went back to his bank and got it, and he brought his trade in, which I knew was rebuilt. I'm thinking about it, right? So we have 180 plus day supply on an 89 Corvette, and what was the 350Z?
It looks like 35 days.
There we go. That's
No.
a lot shorter than...
That's not 35 days, including a rebuilt title.
No, I agree. But the biggest thing is we have the data, right? We see that there's only 9 cars within 400 miles of the dealership, right? The average price on them is $12,159. Now, I told this customer, and everybody needs to know this or hear this, if you have a rebuilt title, that means your vehicle is worth 40 to 50% of the retail book, right?
I tell everybody 50%.
Yeah,
less.
right? So, but if you tell somebody 50%, they're gonna expect 60%, right? Oh, you can do a little bit better than that.
No, I'm just saying, if you're going to sell your vehicle, expect 50% less than what the market is.
Yes, correct, yes. But if we hit them at 40%, now they're not gonna say, well, can you give me 60% more, right? So can you give me an extra 1,000? No, because it's our risk. So this whole business is nothing but our risk. And it's just the way it is in every business. So what I've done effectively was took the very first offer on this car, and I had it priced at $12,933. I told the customer before he got here, before he told me any of those issues, that I would give him $5,000 for the vehicle. And when he gets here, we find some issues. I'm like, there's no way this car's worth $5,000. I told the customer that we need to reevaluate because he didn't tell me the airbag light was on, didn't tell me the seat didn't move, didn't tell me the top didn't work, and of course, oh, I didn't know the top didn't work. You're telling me you had a 350Z convertible, you never put the top down? Are you kidding me? You've got to do it.
How long did he even have it?
Not very long, but so effectively what we did was we took something with a 180-day supply down to something with a 30-day supply. So ultimately what I did is I reduced the price of the 89 Corvette so that we could put less money into the 350Z. And now I know someone's gonna sit there like, oh, you're screwing the customer over because you are doing this on consignment. No, I'm not screwing the customer over. The customer and I had conversation. Obviously the customer approves the consignment sale at the price of what it is. I'm doing all of the work for the customer. We have a 180-day-old unit, 80-day supply unit, and we have a customer who is ready to pull the trigger, has money in hand, and he has a trade-in with a rebuilt title. So do you think that that customer on a private sale is gonna take a trade-in with a rebuilt title?
No.
Absolutely not. So now I can get the money out of the car that the customer wants, and I can take in a trade and possibly sell it. So now my job is to sell this car, and I don't know if we can do that or not. We're gonna try.
Better get working.
It's gonna be a risk. And we got Frank. Frank's gonna do it for us, I promise you.
Frank has been so lazy lately.
Don't you say another bad thing about Frank.
Frank's gonna go bye-bye.
But here's the thing that I've learned over 22 years of selling cars. There's an ass for every seat. It may not be my ass, your ass for this particular car seat, but there's somebody out there who needs a car that is inexpensive and they understand the risk. Seth here from Bowling Green, Kentucky is taking this 350Z home, and it's the perfect car for him. And Frank did his job. Good job, buddy. High five. Don't leave me hanging, bub. Come on. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about.